exactly. And all these presidents do, man.
He's such a calculated man. I wouldn't answer that question either, though, if I were him.
Did he not? Who was that quoted the Apocrypha at
inauguration?
That priest at his inauguration.
Yeah. They went into the Apocrypha. For a while, a lot of these Christians was denouncing the Apocrypha.
He said it wasn't canon.
Yeah, so they got the laws, statutes, commandments on how to govern the earth, man. Said, they hate instruction, man.
And a lot of it's plain. It's just literally instruction.
Thou shalt not eat swine.
If man live with mankind, it's an abomination. They should be put to death. That's simple.
But he does what's according to his spirit. You was holding something right now, Brazil?
No, I already read.
Okay, good. So bring that up.
Which one?
147.
19 and 20, right?
Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Yeah, our people, when we got it, the real fullness of the Bible and its understanding has now been coming out. Okay, but when everybody else had it, it was like nobody can understand. It was all these, we don't think that's it. It was all on the opinion.
It was so many versions and interpretations.
Right.
They got this version, they got this version, they got the new this version. It was all these versions that these Edomites tried to break down and add words and take away words. But we have the truth, because it was, like the scripture said, it was given to us. He's only showing his law, statutes, commandments to the Israelites, to his people.
You tell somebody, hey, what are y'all out there doing with the Bible? It's the truth about the Bible. That always piques some interest if they care about the Bible and the truth. So I've been living a lie, like, stick around and listen for a few minutes. You tell me. You know?
He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not done so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Yep, they are not going, even though they got the same book with the same words in it, that they can follow the same instructions that are written plain, he still will not follow after them. Okay? It's, like the brother said, it's not in their nature to want to do righteous. Plus, they're not the people. Go ahead.
Hey, the dead giveaway is a lot of the stuff that the Lord said not to do.
Yeah.
You're given free license to do it. In every country where Esau actually rules, you have free reign to do what the hell you want to do. You can freely go off. You know?
Out of the Ten Commandments, the top one is, it would have no other God before me. The Bill of Rights, or whatever that is.
First Amendment of the Constitution.
Is y'all can have freedom of religion. No, it's supposed to be you follow this the way that we lay it down. Because when we get in rulership, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, right.
You're going to follow right after what we say, because it's the right way. Plus, we're the rulership, as anybody else that's been in rulership and running. You know, but we're going to do it from a righteous standpoint when we rule and judge. Finish that off.
He had not done so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Right. Bless you, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The water for giving us the word, man, for not turning it back completely on us forever.
John
10 and 10.
It's John chapter 10 and verse 10.
Can I read this right quick? Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. It's funny, the man that's claiming that he's the people of the Bible, you're actually the profane person, the one that's outside the temple of the Bible. You're the furthest from fitting into it than anybody else on the planet. Hey, even Ishmael has a better chance of fitting into this role than you do, but though he don't have a chance because it's us. But he can do a better job at it than you could, right? It says, as Esau, for who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place for repentance. And this book is about repentance. There's nobody on earth that's keeping the statutes, laws, and commandments perfectly. Only Yahweh Shai did that.
If the Most High told Esau, repent and then you got a chance. he still wouldn't repent.
No.
He would, you know what, Esau's so proud, he would say, I ain't did shit wrong.
Yeah, same as Cain's spirit.
I ain't done nothing wrong, what I'm gonna repent for?
Right.
That's the spirit of Esau.
And he's right. He hasn't done nothing wrong.
Yeah. He's supposed to do what he's doing. He's supposed to be wicked. You know, so you don't be surprised when Esau is a damn devil.
Yeah.
All right, when Esau comes down on you, when Esau is treating you like shit, as they supposed to. You Israelites need to stop begging and asking for asking to be equal with your damn enemies. They're never going to put you up there equal with them. All right, they don't see you as equal. Even though why would you want to be equal to someone that you're better than?
Yeah.
With a fornicator and a profane person.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Hey, when you
sold out for a piece of meat.
when you go back to those two words, you got fornicator and you got profane.
Yep.
The first word, fornicator, goes back to the Greek word porneia or pornos, and basically, you know, when you get into the different sexual acts that the Lord told us to abstain from, that's exactly what Esau pushes. You know, he has a satanic porn industry where it's in so many different categories of porn. You know, that he pays people to get off and do all type of vile, sick shit with each other, man. I'm looking for the term, to degrade yourself. You know, Esau, he pays for that, man.
There's genres in that whole thing that has the things that you couldn't even imagine. Animal sex.
Yeah, zoophilia.
Zoophilia, pedophilia. Whether it's they're 18 or not, they you know, they're not portraying that they're 18. Oh, daddy, you know, like incestuous stuff. It's crazy, man, the stuff that you find. But let alone the whole angle of adultery itself.
Yeah.
There's a whole angle, Sloppy, bro.
Okay,
There's a whole angle that pushes for adultery. That if you committed adultery turns you on. What kind of wicked spirit is that?
Having someone else up your woman.
Yeah.
What is
Coco. Anybody's getting a kick out of that shit, man.
Yeah.
I slept with my stepmother.
Yeah,
Type
weirdo
shit.
shit, bro.
Yeah, mother-daughter relationship.
Stuff that and it's not even that it is a mother and a daughter, but you're pushing that vibration in any type of role play. So that is starting to get into people's minds.
Esau knows that, and it put demons on him.
Yeah.
Like they in the porn industry, because they know people are sick in the head. You know, they're driven by their foul affection, their evil lust. They'll put up a porno film, and they'll probably title it, "Oh, I'm fucking the shit out of my baby sister," and it'll be like a young chick. And she's over 18, but she look young.
Exactly.
And so it's a
She's real
dude
petite.
smashing a chick. You know what I'm saying? They're not family, but they'll put that title like it's actually a real scenario like that. And people sick. It plays into their sick fetishes, and they'll watch this shit.
Next thing you know, motherfuckers actually try to do that.
They get.
That's what
Now
happened.
you check your moms out and shit. Like, what the fuck?
And that's the reason. See, and that's why the scriptures has him as a fornicator, because the Greco-Roman
Yes.
world was of the fashion of licentiousness, being a fornicator, being a sexual deviant. That's what it was all about in the Greek Empire and in the Roman Empire, man. They had that saying, what goes on in Rome. No, that's I'm getting it mixed up with the Vegas.
Do as thou will.
Do as the Romans
When
did.
When in Rome, do as the Romans did. And the Romans, they was all about partying, drinking, surfing, having a wild orgy parties, just like the industry parties of Hollywood. You know? Hey, did y'all? I don't know if y'all saw, but this nigga Luke, he was giving an interview with Little Kim, and as she was getting in, this was back in the '90s. She was wild as hell. Luther Campbell, 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
He was interviewing Lil Kim, and in the background, they was having a literal orgy. Like it was a Jake laying back, getting some top by an Edomite, and then on the other side, this dude, he's naked. You know what I'm saying? He rolling around with this other chick, while Luke is This is all happening in the background in the same room.
Yeah.
But they're sitting here just having a regular conversation, not moved by like it's normal.
Right.
That's that Roman spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's the spirit of Esau is on our people. Was that Proverbs 12 and 26?
The ways of the wicked.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
But the ways of the wicked seduce them.
I'll
Go ahead.
Seducing them, I mean, not entitled.
So our people is in that same fornicating spirit. They learned that from Esau, man. What was that? Sirach, the 10th chapter, as is the manner of the ruler is, so are the people. Get that.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Who are the righteous? Israel. Because the Lord, what did he say in the beginning? You know, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. You know, I've raised you up to be a special people above all the rest of the people on the face of the earth. All right, the Lord gave us law, statutes, and commandments to make us separate and holy from everybody else.
And that's what man is separate though. The law.
Come.
You know, what's this? What is it? Deuteronomy 4. What people exist that?
The Most High so nigh to them.
Yeah, come.
Come, man. And if you see through history, the more we integrated with the nations, the more demoralized we became.
Con, it's like
It demoralized us every time we integrated with the nations. Especially here in America, we became the worst we've ever been because we amalgamated with Esau's philosophy.
The worst.
We really integrated with the devil. So our people became devils, man. You know? Our people are the biggest sexual divas, just like Esau is. You got Jake that molest your uncles and fathers that molest their nieces and their daughters, man. That happens in our communities. You know? Even the women too. Some women, you know, get off on molesting little boys and stuff, man.
The Israelite woman.
And that never gets any press.
Yeah.
You know, they make it seem like it's just a one-sided thing, like only the females deal with predatory behavior.
That shit get reported, and you get one report out of it. That's it.
Yeah, man.
You know,
the boys get molested and sexually abused as well.
Yeah.
And it's actually more rampant. Esau has this saying, the highest level of magic is found in the anus of an 8-year-old boy or a little black boy. Something to that effect. You can Google these. We're not just throwing shit out. You can Google them. We may mess up a couple words here and there roughly, but Google it, I bet it come up.
Esau's sick, twisted, man. You know?
Read that again,
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
Just like Eve in the garden. She was charmed because what the serpent showed her was the ways of Satan. And like it tells you in Genesis, when she ate of that tree, it was pleasant in her sight. It started to basically intrigue her. She started to get pleasure from indulging in that process.
It
man.
pleased her flesh.
Yeah.
You know? It was appeasing to her flesh, so it was one of those things that make you feel good for a second, but at its end it's going to destroy you.
Yeah, which today you will call feminism, women's liberation.
Yeah.
This is Eve's pact that she made with the servant. She's living it out right
This is the
now.
height of that promise.
She's living it out right
Hey,
now.
that's why she's at the forefront of a lot of these wayward movements. You know, the feminist movement. She's right there, front and center, with the Edomite woman. LGBTQ, they push that more heavy than anybody else.
What was that movement? The Me Too movement? That
Me
big
Too
nose
movement?
nigga woman?
Yeah.
KRS2?
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
That's who, and anytime it's a movement involving our people, who's at the forefront? The so-called black woman. You know, he's like a pit bull for Esau, man.
Yeah.
You know?
She the one to say, hey, I need some money. Lizzo's a prime example.
Look at all these rewards she's getting.
She's winning all this shit for what? I haven't heard one lick of a song or music from her. I ain't heard nothing.
I haven't heard nothing until she shook her ass in the leg.
Shit, that old bat Oprah Winfrey. She was trying to downplay Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
She was trying to get that motherfucker locked up. And she ain't trying to do shit against Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a perfect example, man.
When you look up the word seduce in Proverbs 12 and 26, the Hebrew word is saith, and it means to select it. It says to reel or to stray, to cause to go astray, to deceive, to err, to pant, to seduce, to wander. And it says down here, it says to wander about physically, or of intoxication, of sin ethically, wandering of the mind.
Wandering of the mind, away from Yahweh Shalom Shah, away from the righteous ways of our customs.
It says they stagger, but not with strong drink. You're staggering by way of drinking down the wine, which is the philosophies of Esau Edom. Our people are drunken. That's why you see them out there, you know, marching in the streets with rainbow flags and floats. You know, that's why you see Jake walking around with painted nails, with dyed hair.
Men.
You know, grown ass men. And, you know, this is why you see, you know, dykes walking around proud as hell.
That's why you see kids. These people who have kids and they're doing the same thing, having colored nails, wearing high heels, and they're the parents. They're supposed to be raising their children in a righteous way, but they go right along with it because if they condemn it, Esau condemns them. And they take your damn kids away from you. You know?
I don't know if I think it was Doggy Diamonds. I saw a video. He said he was talking about Ephraim particularly, but it's just going around amongst Jake. He said they're wearing those little football jerseys that are like you can see through, but they're wearing them up above the belly button, with the belly button bent, with the belly button pierced. What? Bro, with the belly button pierced, and later on, how you doing, my nigga? Still masking them like in speech though. Yeah. Everything else.
These are those
feminine.
hermaphrodite niggas.
Yeah. So like they're willfully hermaphrodite.
Yeah, those Baphomet niggas.
Androgynous.
Yeah, man.
Want to be both spirits.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
And
This is
why? The women like that. They like when you identify with your feminine side. I don't have a feminine side, man. I don't have one, man. Fuck that. If you're a man, you're not supposed to have a feminine
if
side.
you cry, man, cry on your own, man.
As a man, you can cry.
Don't feminine mean minus faith.
Minus faith.
And that's perfect for the women because women they don't have faith like men of the Lord.
You know what? Like with women, like their nature to it's gonna sound a little harsh, but it's the truth. Women are more open-minded than men. And what I mean by that is when somebody is open to everything, they're easily impressionable. You can anybody from all over could just throw little seeds and energy into them, and they'll just so go that way, okay, and then this person over here, no, go that way, okay. Oh, you said okay. That's what they do.
Confusion.
They just follow, conform.
Yeah.
Especially to those who are in power, man. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Esau can use, you know, his satanic medium known as the mainstream media, and he could just produce all type of poisonous ideologies in your mind, and make you think and behave a certain way.
It's like you hear like one of these demonic ass songs on the radio. It's wicked as hell, but Esau continues to play it so catchy, you start singing this shit in your head. That's the same thing with Esau's media.
God is not a woman.
With multimedia, you know, Esau continues to, you know, push the certain vibration out there, and if you're not spiritual, you're going to adhere to that vibration. You're going to say it's all right, you know. Well, it's all right to be gay long as they don't bring it towards me.
Right.
That type of spirit. You know, that's wickedness.
And then whether that's proud of to, if I let a man suck my dick, it ain't
Yeah,
gay.
who said that?
You
That
know,
nigga Tank.
Yeah, you start getting back further and further away from where you should be. I got 2 scripts, bro. I got 2 scripts. This is
And all these niggas, all they're doing is they're conforming to the beast.
Yeah.
They're really they're giving heed unto basically Satan.
Yeah.
You know, hey, really, you're worshiping the image of the beast.
Yeah, that's part of that. That's the image.
That's part of the worshiping his image, man. Conforming to his way, his philosophies.
Homosexuality, democracy.
Yeah.
You know,
Feminism. You know,
Yeah.
women are equal or superior to men. You know,
Do as thou wilt.
do as thou wilt. Liberalism. You know, that's all part of worshiping the image.
You only live once.
Hey, he's a fornicator and a profane person, man. How does that represent the Most High on the earth? You know, that's blasphemous.
Sirach chapter 5, verse 9 says, "Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doeth the sinner that have a double tongue." You're not supposed to be all, go this way, I'm supposed to go that way. You know, thinking this way, then I'm gonna switch up and be this way next week. You gotta find your angle, man, and stick with it.
bro, this should be your angle.
Yeah.
The scriptures. This should keep you on a straight line where you're not, like the scripture said, winnowing in every doctrine, every philosophy, every wine. You know, it's like
You should be looking for truth.
Yeah.
That should be what you really seek after is truth. I just want the truth. I don't need fluff and all that. I just straightforward or whatever. However you like your truth, but you should be a seeker of truth. You know, and then, but you should also be somebody that can recognize truth when you hear it.
Yeah, you'll hear that saying that Jake normally say, especially these women. They'll say, well, there's truth in all religions. You know, every way of life. You know, there's information that you can take in, and you know, and so I'll find an excuse to basically dibble and dabble in all these different ways of life.
People say there's no lies of the truth.
Yeah.
Or they like to say, well, aren't we all trying to get to the same? Like, no, we're not.
Window not.
I just read that.
Okay.
I got one more. This is James chapter 1. I'm gonna start with 13. It says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." Enticed, seduced, synonymous. It says, then
You're enticed by the demons that it took hold on you.
on that other side of the doctrine, like, well, it's just a little, you know, okay, I know I follow the high holy days, but we also gonna worship the sun just on this one day or whatever. Let a little leaven the whole lump. Letting one little something in will take the whole thing that you're dealing with. That's why it's about having 100% truth and being pure about this word, man, in all sincerity. Diligent, searching it out diligently and studying to show thyself approved. Right? It says, then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Okay, so that's that process of you allowing yourself. That's the process of you allowing yourself to add in enticing words of other doctrines versus just the truth.
And you're inviting, more, left-hand spirits, into your mind, man.
And
You got it. That's why I said, about women being open-minded. That's why they got so many demons on them. But when you get this truth, you're only supposed to be open to the truth. And once you get it, you're supposed to close your mind. You're supposed to shut down and keep which is committed to your trust. This word has to be sealed into you, man. And if you open it back up, you opening up chances for Satan to come in there and lead you away.
And that's when you peek in and say, oh, it's nice and clean. Hey,
it's susceptible to
Yeah.
whistles.
more demons.
Oh, you let me in? I'll come up and hey, come on,
And then the
Them
last
extra
thing
spirits
is
come
worse
up
than
into
first, yeah.
So now all of a sudden you a Israelite, 5%er, Christian, with a little sprinkle, a little bit of Kemet in there.
Catholicism.
Yeah, man.
You ended up being a black Hebrew Israelite, with all them doctrines thrown in.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4, according to 5. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Hey, everybody that's supposed to be coming, that earn the salvation, that cares about it, they should be following this one spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. If you're not in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you're in a whole nother lane doing something else. But,
One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one Yahweh, one power, and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
that's right. And who though? In the elect, it's supposed to be in all the Israelites, but apparently it's not in the 2/3. But it's supposed to be in all of us. And that's going back to what we're saying. It's not in Esau for sure, because you can tell by how he living on earth and how he operate in his daily life. It ain't in him. That one spirit is not in him, of the Creator, because he's a destroyer. Okay, of the earth. He's not somebody that could be in the role of a creator of the earth, right?
Jeremiah 11:8.
It's Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 8. Yet they obey not, nor incline their ear.
It's talking about you Israelites, you 2/3 of Israel. Okay?
But walk every one in the imagination of their evil heart.
They walk according to their own flesh, what they want to do. That's what Jacob always wants to do. They don't want to do what the Most High wants them to do. The men of the Lord are out here telling you to get right, follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High to the best of your ability. You know what to eat, what not to eat. These are the Sabbath days. These are the names of the Most High. But our people want to do what the fuck they want to do. They want to walk after their imagination. They want to do, well, I think the Most High meant this when he said this. Well, I think this is the proper breakdown. So they walk after their evil imaginations.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, I will bring upon them all the works of this covenant, which I commanded them to do. But they did them not.
And they did them not. So there's a judgment for that. There's a judgment for you Israelites that continue to follow after Esau Edom. Okay, it's always consequences, and that's what the Christian church never preaches. That's what Esau never preaches you. He says you can do as thou will, and you can, love everyone, live free, but the Esau never stresses consequences. All right, there's never no consequences for Esau. Therefore, he's not going to. It's consequences for you Jakes, but for Esau, it's no consequences. He doesn't stress consequences of your actions. All right, it's consequences to being a homosexual. Okay, it's consequences to even eating abominable foods. It ultimately kills you. But Esau don't tell you that, because he's the damn devil.
I mean, this the same devil that said, "Thou shalt certainly live and not die."
Yeah.
You know.
Bone-faced lie.
Yeah. Hey, you'll be as a God, knowing both good and evil. You know. You ain't gonna die if you indulge in the practice of homosexuality. You know.
Yeah.
You indulge in pedophilia, bestiality. You know, you can do what you want. At least you're experiencing evil. Now you know the difference. He made it sound. You better believe he made that shit sound good to Eve, man.
Yeah,
He made it sound real good,
He
man.
say you're gonna experience this evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Throughout all your generations.
Yeah, you think he gave Eve the rundown, like, hey, but if you do this, you know what I'm saying? These are the effects
It's
of it.
just like today's, he'll advertise something like that's bad for you, but he says all the nice, good things, all the benefits. But at the end, real quick, he'll just negative side effects. Shit might kill you. Now you fuck, man.
Or he'll say, we're not responsible.
Yeah.
He always say that
He
shit.
said that real slow at the end. And the print.
Esau, man,
Yeah.
the damn devil, boy.
He's a devil, man.
Right. I got something right quick.
That's the reason why you Jakes are you're destroyed, man. You know, the reason why you have the highest rate in cancer, the highest rate in HIV, AIDS, HIV. You know what I'm saying?
STDs.
Diabetes, all STDs, diabetes. That's because
Heart disease, liver disease.
heart disease, you at the top of everything, man. That's because you integrated with the devil, man. You allowed the devil to dictate your diet. You allowed the devil to dictate your sexuality, man. That's why you're being judged, man. The Lord said, hey, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I'm gonna punish you for your iniquity, man.
Bro, they let Esau dictate who they worship.
Come.
You know? No, the Most High is this color, and you know, you're supposed to follow this doctrine.
You wonder why the Most High is jacking you up, but these devils, they get to eat whatever they want, and they'll live way longer than you.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they're not bound by those laws.
Because
Yeah. Like the heathens, you know, like Japheth, they eat swine, and like those gooks over there, they eat all kind of abominations. They eat fucking live octopus, man.
Yeah.
We ain't supposed to eat that shit.
Yeah, our DNA is made different.
Yeah.
Two different manner of people.
hey, and Esau studies. He knows how the Jake body operates.
Bro.
He knows what our
Yeah.
bodies are resistant to.
And them higher ups, them so-called royal Edomites over there in England, they don't eat none of that nigga shit that McDonald's or none of that shit out the grocery store. None of that. They eating all organic everything. And
Unicorn meat.
Yeah, they eating the best of the best because they know how the body works, and they know nutrition, and they know what certain foods do, you know, provide certain benefits for your body. They know that, the higher ups, but the higher ups know that, but the instructions to that is right in this book. But you Israelites won't take heed to it.
And
You
they're
know?
not teaching the world that.
Of course.
Like the brother had me pull the script, I didn't read it, but he had me pull a certain script that said that the monument of Zion would be teaching the other nations if we were in rulership right now. We would be showing them how to live the righteous way on earth. We'd be a light unto the other nations. Basically showing them the righteous ways of the Bible, the right way to live. Because when the kingdom of heaven and the second covenant is implemented, we're not gonna teach each other. We're gonna know it perfectly as Israelites. Everybody should know it. But we're gonna have to teach the other nations how to live that way. And when they don't, they get judged in a harsh manner. Okay, well, according to the balance of the law. Yes, sir.
2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 8. Now be ye not stiff-necked as your fathers were, but yield yourselves unto the Lord, and enter into his sanctuary, which he has sanctified forever, and serve the Lord your power, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you.
Yeah, the business of his wrath, don't sound like you're playing games, man. It sound like he ain't taking your shit. That you may escape the wrath that he got set up for you. How? By appeasing him and following the wisdom he gave to us to follow. Okay?
Yeah, like down there in Puerto Rico, they suffering the wrath of
Yeah,
the
they
Most
getting
High.
hit like every other day with big earthquakes, bro.
Yeah.
They
That little island gonna something. bad
and
will
they
And
think
Ephraim
right.
is doing a lot of wickedness down there,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know, there's some heavy wicked shit that they're doing down there that's aggravating the Most High that caused all that hell on those Ephraimites down there.
500 earthquakes from.
I mean, Cesare, that's first and foremost. You know, they look down on the darker skinned Ephraimites there. You know, the Ephraim mixed themselves with the people. There's a cake not turned. So you have that divide. You know, where the dark people are looked down as less than the lighter skinned Ephraimites there. You know,
because of
they worship.
The conquistadors, the conquistador's blood was usually in the lighter skin of them.
Yeah.
So they looked at it, it's a real messed up dynamic that's going on, but we ain't supposed to feel that way about our people. We ain't supposed to have that divide about our people like that. But it is a curse. It's on you with that brother Hope.
Yep.
Hosea 4 and 17 and 18. Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Their drink is sour, they have committed whoredom continually.
They committed whoredom continually, and something else about them down there, they're the head tribe of the northern kingdom. So they have to suffer just like Judah suffers a little extra for the whole nation, and particularly, the whole nation, but also he's the head of the southern kingdom. The head of the north got to catch it too. They don't catch it as much as the overall head tribe, but they catch like the second worst, and this is showing you. Because they're the ones, attitude reflect leadership, right? And they're the ones pushing off that it's all right to be following Cesare and all this other witchcraft or whatever.
They're not even recovered from that hurricane. that took place down there.
And they got hit with like 2 or 3 major earthquakes.
Bro, they got hit. They said 500 earthquakes from December 28th until now, and they had one yesterday at 6.0, and that was, I think the biggest one was like 6 point something. But that earthquake came on the brink of them about to receive their power back. Like 90% of the island was about to get their power back up. And what does Most High do? Knock that shit out again.
And this quake now that happened yesterday is not like the houses that were weakened. People wouldn't have time to fix them. Those structures are collapsing. And people got nowhere to go.
And they said people had to sleep on their lawns and like in chairs. You know, and lucky for them, they live in a tropical climate. But shit, who's to say it ain't cold down there still? You know, but hey, that's the Most High jacking you Israelites up, man.
Yeah, I gotta jump to 9. 5 and 9. Hosea, Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke.
And this is the opening stages of them getting hit with that rebuke. You gonna turn to Yahweh now, or you gonna get destroyed? We just need 12,000. You know, we only need 12,000. Who was worthy 12,000? Tryouts start now.
And
Faith begins now.
And Ephraim was trying to overthrow their governor or something down there recently. So it's a lot of turmoil going down there on that island of Puerto Rico right now, and it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse there. It's going to get worse amongst all you tribes, because all you tribes have committed a fornication against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know?
Hey, and they trusted in America, man.
Oh yeah.
They trusted in the shadow of Egypt.
And they made America, that part of U.S. territory. And that's them, to join into this devil, man.
What Trump did when that
the
hurricane came, he was like, man, these shithole countries need Brawny or Downey paper towels. Yep. They're playing games. Clowning, man. You know? What was it, right?
You want to have something?
I want to get this real quick. And this is dealing with Brujeria in Puerto Rico. Brujeria.
Before you read that, remember that Ephraimite Satan worshiper?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Khan.
Yeah, back in New York. Yeah. He was Ephraim. That's what made me think about it.
Yeah, they believe that there are spirits, you know what I'm saying, traveling, through this physical realm, and they communicate with those spirits.
They conjure them up.
Yeah, it's dealing with spiritism, and they'll conjure them up, and they feel like they have some type of control over those spirits, and they'll command evil spirits to do evil shit to people.
He would go out waiting to kill people, like finding a victim to kill.
Yeah. And they need the right kind of stones and beads and
they smoke
candle.
They smoke and cigarette or cigars.
They need some type of portal opening. They need like drums. They need incense.
They make like a shrine.
Sometimes the temperature, like a certain, I need to be 87 degrees exactly, whatever. It'll be stuff like that trigger to open up that portal for that demon to hop on.
Hey, that's heavy down there in the islands in the Caribbean, especially amongst Ephraim. You got Levi, they known to be heavy into that shit, and Simeon as well, but also Ephraim too.
That guy said, Slacker real quick, the guy said he would go into that idol store.
Yeah.
It was really like a trinket store, but they had all these idols up in there. He said, I would get energy in here. I come in here and I get closer to have that energy, then I'd be ready to go out and I pray. Not to Yahweh, pray to the wicked energies or whatever he was dealing with Satan or whatever, and then he'd go out and do some wickedness.
It says, let me scroll down. It says, unlike many other Caribbean religions that derive from Africa, Brujeria is not based on stable community, hierarchy, or membership. Instead, practices are more dependent on the ritual preferences of the actual participants. Because of the spontaneity of the spirits, it is impossible for institutionalized doctrines of worship to be enforced on followers and practitioners of Brujeria.
What's funny is every time this type of we talk about that wicked spirit that be going to and fro on the earth like that, I always think of that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington.
Oh Oh yeah.
Because of the spirit that said that spontaneous is, I'm gonna hop on you. Oh, you smoked a cigarette, you're not pure, I'm gonna hop on you. Oh, you got money, love for money, I'm gonna hop on you.
That's at Ephesians 6, because even when that guy died,
That's a higher.
the spirit jumped on at the end. It jumped on
Animal.
an animal.
Just like
Like
it
a
was
wolf.
a cat. It was a cat. It was a
It's a
cat.
cat, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like those demons hopped onto those pigs.
Swine.
Swine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same way.
Yeah.
Azazel.
Con, and that was in he's in that movie X-Men. That's his name. The demon that he's he red with a little spiny tail like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
It says within sacred altars of brutos or brujos, lessons of practitioners and brujeria, rituals lie ties
That's
to
Spanish
African
for- that's
ideologies.
Spanish for witch.
Yeah.
That's what that is, yeah.
Yep. It lie ties to African ideologies, Catholicism and Spiritism, explaining the erasure of hierarchical order. It says, before Spiritism was developed, Taino Indians and African slaves in Puerto Rico, which these were actually Israelites,
Right.
Jakes, that were brought over there. It says,
You remember that cosmic slop? There was the cosmic slop, right? I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
Where they kept doing that one dance, and then there was the Hispanics and Latinos trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly. Well, the roots go back. They kept seeing that woman. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dark skinned,
Kind.
like a Hispanic though.
Con.
They kept trying to bring that whole. I don't remember the name of the episode. Where
didn't she end up dying?
I think so. But it was the same thing we're talking about. That was that practice of those. They said the African ancestors came from there and they came over to this
Brought the-
Hispanic world.
About the
But
witchcraft.
it really brought the witchcraft. But it was really Israelites that this was happening through. You know, when you stop dividing them, when you start looking at how the big picture tied into all the nations doing the same type of thing.
A lot of these wicked rituals and practices, you know, pagan, satanic practices, we absorbed it from those long-lasting captivities of being amongst those other nations.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we learned a lot of idol worship and witchcraft from Hamite nations. You know,
Babylon,
we always,
Egypt,
yeah.
still resonating with us. Assyria.
Just like
and
when
then
the-
the time of the Greeks is when evils were multiplied on earth. So we know
Yeah.
it really got turned up then.
You know, Edomite civilizations, they went back and studied and learned how the Hamite empires were ruled.
Good.
They learned how they used to, you know, worship, you know, their idols and sacrifice and you know, do their little witchcraft or rituals. Esau learned that from them Hamites, man.
At least, and see, and when you said we're under the Greeks, you said wickedness was multiplied because they didn't allow us to. They took away our book. They took away our laws. We had to follow their laws. Even under the Persians and the Medes, we were able to rebuild our temple, build the walls, and worship our power. And you know, we still knew the law. They completely wanted us to be all one people, one with them. You know, fuck your law, follow our laws. Don't circumcise your kids. Don't keep your Sabbath days. Don't keep any of your rituals, your high holy days. And that's why you know, once we were dispersed amongst those Grecians, that's where Jake was really became Hellenized. You know, where we really lost our way, so to speak. You know, we were in all kind of witchcraft, all kind of wickedness.
That's the reason why the Lord always from the beginning wanted us to stay separate from the nations, man. To be holy, you know? Like I mentioned earlier, every time we integrate with these other nations, we become demoralized.
That gets easily influenced, man.
Yeah,
Can you bring that up?
yeah, real quick.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 35, and it reads, "But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them."
Yeah, so that's what our people did every captivity. Besides, you know, maybe the Medo-Persian Empire, that's when we actually was able to, you know, go back and, you know, start rebuilding the temple and worship the Most High. But once we got amongst the Greeks, the Romans, you know, when we were around the Canaanites, we were supposed to clear them Canaanites out.
Yeah.
But what happened? You know, we left them and we like, oh, we just gonna put them in slavery. But when they did that, they start worshiping their idols. Start learning their ways, man.
You think about it, what's crazy is the spirit of Jake is the Maccabees brothers, that was the resistance. They really represent the elect. But the 2/3, they just went along with it. They said, okay, we ain't gonna circumcise our kids no more. You know, we're gonna follow the laws of the Grecians now. And they went along to get along type of spirit. But the Maccabees, brothers, they fought against. All right, they were opposed to Esau and following after their wicked ways, just like the men of the Lord today are.
So no different than dealing with the Ephraimites.
Yep.
They, when Esau came over here to this side of the world and colonized these lands, Esau brought his Roman Catholicism over here. That mind fucked the tribes over here, man. And they got indoctrinated, intoxicated, basically, by the doctrine of Christianity. So they absorbed that, as well as already absorbing the Hamitic witchcraft practices that they got from them. So they even mixed that up. They mix and mingle Catholicism with witchcraft.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's not even mixed. Because everything that's not of the truth is off anyway. So it's all in the bad realm anyway. So it can be mixed. The truth is like oil and water. It don't mix.
Constantine the Great. Constantine the Great, back in 325.
Yep.
He was a Jake, man. Yeah, he got the councils together, Jake, and fucking try to mesh the teachings of the Bible with different paganism, philosophies, and different idols. Yep. That's what that came. Esau just adopted that, man.
Yeah.
It just flourished from there, flourished in wickedness from there, man. But Jake being wicked, they came up with the whole Catholicism.
And may I add, Akim, one of the most harshest things is ever hit with our nation, man, is our women, man. It's almost like, our women, they ain't got no damn sense, man, nowadays, bro. And it's something, when we coming back to law, statutes, commandments, it's gonna start. It's gonna start with the mysteries, man. Behold, I'll show you a mystery. And everybody's gonna start repenting. But for 1/3, it's gonna get harsh, man. It's more so, it's gonna be very harsh.
Well, let me finish this. It says, before Spiritism was developed, Taino Indians and African slaves in Puerto Rico developed the convictions that there exist spirits and those spirits can be communicated with. This becomes mixed with the convictions of spiritual worship introduced by Catholic colonizers. Early leaders of Spiritism found interest in brujeria amongst liberal, emancipation-minded groups in the late 19th century, begging the interest for further research of the correlation between politics and brujeria.
You know what's crazy? It's like Jake, that's of course it's idolatry, witchcraft. But Jake has a little bit, because they know his spirits out there, but they want to conjure the spirits and worship the spirits, and no, you ain't supposed to do that. Yeah, you got to know that there's demons and wickedness and spiritual demons out there, but you ain't supposed to worship it and conjure them and try to be one with them.
Because that's what Jake was doing in the times of the Mayans and the times of the Aztecs. They were giving their glory unto another, man.
Yeah.
And like the scriptures say, worship the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever, amen.
And they
Our people doing rain dances and worshiping corn. That same shit Jake is doing today, man.
Hey, but it goes back to what the scripture says. Our people are seduced. That's that key word. That's seduction, man.
Yeah.
They see that it's some form of power, but they don't know that it's left hand. Like, they don't care that it's left hand power instead of right hand.
I got a precept real quick. This is Hosea 5:3.